Alrighty, what is up, everybody? This is a trade recap on how I caught a 6.5 RR trade for $1,600 across 4 accounts, equating to just about 6,400 total. If you guys notice, we are currently in Spain right now. Random location, but yeah, still trading. Nothing's changed. We out here, man. Trading will change your life, so I decided to relocate for a week and have some fun. I'm still working though, and this is basically how I caught this trade. If you look at this trade, actually happened to be the low of the day. Crazy how that works. I'm kind of cold, just to let y'all know. But yeah, look at this. This is our entry, and we could have caught the low of the day today, but obviously we did not. We just took our trade, took our profits where we needed to, and called it a day. So those who do not know, I do use Bookmap. So Bookmap is a key indicator of how I trade. This may look confusing to you guys, if you're new. But if you know someone how to trade, you've probably seen or heard of Bookmap before. It is essentially a level 2 order flow software that shows you where liquidity is resting, or just like passive orders are in the markets. As you see, we kind of have like the order book here. We have the volume of the session volume profile, and we have I don't even remember what this one's called. I don't even remember, but that one's not as important. I really don't use this one too much. I mainly use this one, and then this one right here basically shows me like really large sized orders. So for example, I have my minimum size to 90. I did find these settings off of TikTok, just for this one at least. That shows you basically like the orders that come in. So if someone puts in a buy order for 90 mini contracts, just like a large whale order, it will show me where and when they bought that. And I can kind of trade based off of that, which is, can be useful sometimes. But essentially how I use this is, if you're just looking at this, if you look up in the top right up here, it shows me kind of so the light, like the blue and the white would be like, shittier levels basically. And as we get darker into orange/red, that shows me where real liquidity is resting, where a lot of orders are resting. So if we look up here at 24,380, we have about 32 orders resting there. That's a strong liquidity zone. We're most likely going to pull there here in the next, I'd say, 15, 30 minutes. I think it's it's 3:45 your guys' time, or EST, which is my normal time. So maybe we'll pull there, maybe we won't. Usually the market doesn't move too much, but this basically shows me where to trade out of and where to trade into. So like example would be like if you want to sweep a liquidity high, like if your first confluence for your trading, for your IFVG strat, is to find a sweep of liquidity. Well, how do you even know if it's a sweep of liquidity if we don't have orders there, right? So like this could be a high right here, and you'd be like, oh, we just swept liquidity, but there's no orders resting there. All the orders are resting well above that. So that's kind of how I use that, because I still kind of do the same framework of I need to see a sweep of liquidity before I even enter, and that's kind of what I'm looking for. So most of the time, this is the first thing I'm finding, is just where do we have levels, right? So right now we have levels down here. I'm literally shaking. I'm low-key freezing. And this is kind of like the biggest key level that we have, besides the ones to the downside. So what I could be looking for is essentially us to trade up into here, find some absorption. You want to see the market kind of get into a standstill. Now, obviously, it's 3:46 EST, so market's not going to move too much, but what you can assume would be we move into these orders and then eventually trade down into this, and that's exactly how I look to trade. Now, how I really trade though, I'm not going to give all the sauce, but usually I use also a lot of session volume, or a lot of volume profile. So if we're looking at this, if we come to replay mode, the biggest thing is I'm also using session volume profile, so I want to only be trading in session highs or lows. If we look at this trade here, kind of hide this. We're going to just move this. If we notice, right, this trade is not really necessarily in a session high or low. It's kind of in the middle. But the biggest thing about this is we had traded out of the session volume area low. And we created a new session, so it's really not that important at this given time. But the biggest trade on this was just the opening week gap. Opening week gaps I absolutely adore. Like, they are one of the best confluences you can use. Funny thing about opening week gaps is my barber, he used to be a trader. This is not my current barber, but my old one. He used to trade and he traded options, and he was like, he found out that I traded through my younger brother, and he was like, dude, I just took this trade, I lost, like, you got any tips? I look at this screen, I see an opening week gap, and I'm like, dude, because he was trying to short, like in this scenario, let's say he was trying to short, and there was an opening week gap up here. Now obviously this wasn't the trade, but it was right months ago. But I was like, dude, if you ever see an opening week gap, do not trade either until we get into that gap or trade into the gap. Market will 99% of the time retrace back into opening week gaps. And that's essentially kind of the confluence on this trade. Is it was an opening week gap. I wanted to see us trade back into it and get into that gap, right? So as you guys see, if we come back into here, boom, right? We're trading into that opening week gap. To add, we also had a level here at 990. If you go onto Bookmap, now on Bookmap you can't really like see the level after they disappear, but if you go back to where we were, there's a level at 990. Now I just wanted to see some clean absorption and see kind of like, you know, some clean movement out of that level. So we created an order block at that level. Now for those who do not know, ICT trading, your order blocks, your FEGs, your inverse FEGs, your sweep liquidity, it's all order flow. You've been trading order flow this entire time. You just have no freaking idea, okay? Think about it in this way. If ICT wanted to be the best marketer and the best course seller in the entire world, now don't get me wrong, his concepts work, but would he sell you this, right? If you're a brand new trader, would he sell you this? Or would he sell you a line in a box on a screen? A line in a box is what he's going to sell you, right? And he's smart, right? He gets it. But at the same time, all the concepts you know, all the concepts you've been trading is all order flow. It's all rebranded order flow, okay, to make it a lot easier for new traders to understand. And don't get me wrong, I still trade ICT, okay, but order flow is what you've been learning. And if you're going to trade ICT, you need to have order flow backing what you're trading, whether it's a sweep of liquidity, whether it's, you know, an inverse fair value gap, a fair value gap, an order block, a rejection block. All of that is order flow concepts that have been rebranded so you can trade it at an easier rate, okay? Now, if we are looking at this trade, it was pretty simple. It's literally just trading back into the opening week gap, trading from a volume area low, trading out of a heat level, having nice absorption, nice buyers coming back in, buying out of the heat level, and essentially just pushing us higher. Now, this trade did take literally forever, bro. Okay, so I'll show you guys what happened. So I got in here. I got it on 15 mini contracts here. Scaled in roughly about this position here. So scaled into 5 contracts there. Then took 5 contracts off right here. Okay, so we're off 5. We're in 15 now. Okay. Then we're trading. I believe I then move a stop to right here. So now we're only in on 10 contracts. I kind of took profits right here because it was kind of like that initial take profit point. I just wanted to secure profits. If one contract eventually stopped me out at break even, it is what it is. At least I secured profits. Then, and not to mention, I forgot to mention, we have a heat level, very strong red heat level at 40 or 24,100. Now, even if we didn't have a heat level, I would still trade into opening week gap, but that was also even more confluence. We had a heat level aligning with the opening week gap, so that was perfect. I then wanted to take just a safe TP of 5 contracts at the opening price of the day/week. So you'll see here soon. We reject out of this 1 minute gap, and we spike through right there. Now from here, it's a little unfortunate, right? I was like, come on, we're really edging that level, like just fucking go. Obviously we didn't, but I'm very convicted in this trade, or very convicted in this play, so I just hold. We're out on all contracts. All we have is 5 left. From here, it literally just chops for the next, I'm not even kidding, bro. We sit here from here all the way, and you'll just see, I think it's about an hour. We just chop and chop and chop and chop and chop. And then notice, okay, as soon as we come into this new hour, this new hourly candle, you're going to see what happens, okay? So just keep in mind at 20 o'clock, watch what's about to happen here. Boom. 20 o'clock, we absolutely shoot up, which would be, that's like what, 2 o'clock in the morning? Or no, 20 o'clock would be 8 o'clock EST, but it was, no, it'd be 10 o'clock. No, holy shit, I can't do math. It'd be at 8 o'clock EST, and it was like 2, 3 o'clock. I don't even fucking remember, okay? All that matters is new hourly candle comes in, and boom, it absolutely runs. Now, the reason I'm just so off on time is because I'm 6 hours ahead, so I don't even, I'm low-key tired right now, but these calculations are just too much for me right now. But as you'll see, right, the new hourly candle comes in and we absolutely rock it. Now, could I have held this longer? Absolutely. But I just took my safe profits, took what I wanted. But you'll notice, right, this trade ends up being the high of day, or the low of day. Now, yes, I could have got it even lower. But right, if we come out of this trade ends up running literally the rest of the day. The rest of the day could have caught an insane trade, but again, I'm on Apex, so there's consistency rule. But it is what it is. It was an amazing trade, amazing day, and we ended up about $6,400 on the day. So I'm super happy with the outcome. I thought it was great. If I would give you guys any tips on what you could learn from this trade recap, is opening week gap is going to be the most goated thing for you. Okay, opening week gaps are fucking insane. Always look to trade into them. Even opening day gaps aren't as strong, but opening week gaps, always look to trade into them. They're always really free targets and really easy, especially if you're using Bookmap, right? If we're trading from one heat level to another, freest target ever. Look for absorption in the heat level, be in a volume area low, and trade into the volume area high. In this circumstance, that was the volume area high, aligning with the heat level, aligning with the opening gap, and everything was beautiful. And we created an order block at the low here. So yeah, that was kind of my trade recap. A lot of that might sound like nonsense to you guys if you just trade ICT, but I'm telling you right now, if you trade ICT, you need to start implementing order flow. It will change your entire life. It'll change everything you know about trading, because you've literally been learning order flow this entire time. You just don't realize it yet. And notice, right, how we're kind of trading into this 24,380 level, like I mentioned. Will we get there? Who knows? But right, with Bookmap, it literally gives you when to enter and when not to enter. Right, I would not be looking to trade until we come into this level, and once we come into this level, that's when I can trade. That's when I can look to find trades. All right, saves you so much time of getting caught up in all this bullshit of, oh, there's a trade here, there's a name first fair value gap, let's trade it, when in reality the draw on liquidity could be up here, right, or it could be down here. Who knows, right? The easiest way to tell is simply just sit on your hands, sit on your ass, wait till we come into these levels, and you can trade out of them and find way cleaner executions. You can learn how to bottom and top tick, and things will be a lot better for you, because you won't get caught in just literally nonsense. That's the best way I describe it to my students. My students love it, right? If you're someone who struggles with patience, struggles with just trading fucking whenever, bro, this model will literally stop you from trading whenever, because you're forced to trade only in certain levels and trade out of those levels. And the level that doesn't work, it is what it is, bro. Your RR is going to be so damn high that if you lose twice in the day, bro, you come back the next day, you'll be up 2R from what you lost. Okay, so you'll be just fine. You'll be just fine. But yeah, that's kind of my trade recap. Obviously, ES was doing everything as well. So, I mean, that's kind of like a no-brainer. That's always what I'm looking for. As long as ES is doing what we want to see, then that's always a good thing. And as you see, right, it was doing the exact same thing. So, yeah, beautiful trade, beautiful day, beautiful way to start the week up. What is it? 6,400. We'll look to go for a nice little payout here by the end of the week on these accounts and keep moving forward. That being said, whoa, just burped. Andrew Trades out. Hope you guys enjoyed that. And yeah, I'm going to go enjoy my vacation. Deuce, everybody.